Well, welcome to day 3 of Dhaka in the daytime. The loads in Bangladesh, or in Dhaka, certainly come in all shapes and sizes. These two guys here are carrying cement. I can't even imagine how much that weighs. There's another interesting load going by, some handmade furniture. Amazing thing about cities like Bangladesh is you're just walking, going nowhere in particular, and out of the blue you stumble across the street that looks like that. It's a crazy intersection going in that direction. I think to survive in a place like Dhaka, especially if you're running a business, you have to be kind of ruthless. I'm just looking at this truck up ahead, and he's obviously making a delivery, and he just parked it right there, you know, causing massive traffic jams in all directions. But you know, what can you do? He needs to get his job done, and he doesn't care. He just has to park there, so he parks. More deliveries here. This fellow delivering things on his head. And they too have a job to do, so they stop here to unload their rickshaw, and it causes a total chaos in the entire street. And this is something quite interesting that I just noticed. I saw a rickshaw go by me quite quickly, and the guy wasn't even pedaling. And I looked down at the bottom, and he has an electric motor down there mounted on the axle. And that would be a really nice thing to have. I was talking to a friend of mine here, and he said that for a while these are quite common, and the electric rickshaws got really powerful and really fast, and there were so many bad accidents that they had to outlaw them. They're just so silent that nobody hears them coming from any direction. I don't know about these ones though. This seems like a very small motor, more like a pedal assist, and maybe these are still legal. In the time that I stopped to look at the electric motor on this rickshaw, this huge lineup formed behind me and ahead of me. And it's all more or less being caused by this truck here. And again, he's got to make a delivery, and there's nothing he can do about it. He just has to park there and get his job done. And another interesting aspect of life here is you'll often see someone walking around selling a household item. Like this man ahead of me, he's selling feather dusters. And you wonder, oh wow, the guy's selling feather dusters. But then you start walking along, and a few feet away, you'll see another guy selling feather dusters. And then here's another guy selling feather dusters. And the answer to this mystery is that somewhere in this city, a huge shipment of feather dusters arrived, and they hire hundreds of these guys all at the same time to wander the streets and sell them. So today they're selling feather dusters. Once they're all sold, then tomorrow they might be selling mops or brooms or hangers or anything else. When I stopped here, I also noticed this guy. He's selling, this is the flag of Bangladesh. And he's selling a lot of flags on sticks and fans and other things. And I'm guessing that this is all because of the elections coming up in on December 30th. I've seen quite a few of these stalls around selling Bangladeshi flags.
Mr. Douglas, actually, the disease, there are so many diseases in our world, so many diseases. We are suffering in various diseases. But the cancer is still today uncurable disease.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why we are worried. Almighty Allah, we say Almighty Allah, I am requesting you. In our Holy Quran, our Allah told us in His Quran, if hello the people of the world, if you want to know me, you should visit all over the world. In the creature, you can find out me. Who is telling this? Our creature. That is, we say Allah, we say God. This is the difference, nothing else.
Right.
But must we are believing that we have one creature. So do you think my English talking is standard or no?
I think so. I understand you very well.
Very well. So, everything, the sun, the moon, the river, the hills, everything, the trees, the animals, everything, we are eating the food.
Right.
We are eating the meat, that is beef, mutton. All are Almighty Allah created.
Okay.
All are created by Almighty Allah. So, my dear friend, I am requesting you, if you allow me, I am requesting you. Do you allow me?
I allow you. Yes.
Thank you very much. Most welcome. Before death, please try to find out your creature. Who is your creature? We are in good health or we are sick, everything is doing by Almighty Allah. We should pray Almighty Allah and before death, we should say La ilaha illallah. If you like to say, if you don't like, I have nothing to say. But it's my mental satisfaction that before death, I can give you this dawat, this invitation to you that you should follow the Almighty Allah.
So I will take your message to my heart.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. A few minutes ago, I stopped to have a chat with a man in one of these shops. And in this whole neighborhood, there seemed to be a lot of shops selling pulses, lentils and chickpeas. And he said that a lot of his products actually come from Canada. But in my conversation with him, he brought up some of the more common themes you come across here. In almost every conversation I have, they want to know whether I'm married or not. And then I have to confess, no children, and I'm not married. And that leads to like a 10-minute lecture on how true happiness lies in getting married, and they're really astonished that I'm not married. Then they often move on to the leader of Canada. To my surprise, Justin Trudeau is actually a very popular figure here. Everybody knows about him, and a lot of them know his name, and they know him by his reputation, and they really like his policies, which kind of surprises me. And after that, they often move on to Islam. And this last man gave me quite a long and heartfelt lecture that before my life comes to an end, I should listen to his words and find Allah. So it was interesting to stop and chat with him. Something that is pretty obvious to people that spend a lot of time in Asia might not be so obvious to other people. And one idea is how much room there is in the economy. What I mean by that is there's room for like huge corporations, small businesses, and then really, really, really tiny businesses that almost anyone can start up a little business and start making money. And there's a good example of one right behind me on the street corner. You've got this man who makes keys, and I think he does a little bit of metal work as well. But here he's filing down a key, and basically all he needed for his business is this little bench and a hammer, pliers, and a couple of files, and he can have a business. And right beside him, we've got this little restaurant here, and these guys are making bread of different types, and they're probably running a pretty thriving business here. And again, you can see they don't need much room to do it. And of course, you've got all these guys. His entire business consists of that wagon that he pushes around, and his entire business consists of that bicycle. So almost any object can become business, and that's pretty difficult to do in the economies of the West.
Hi, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Which country?
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you. Tango, tango.
Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? And I think it's this man's job with the whistle and the stick to keep traffic moving, and I think he must have the hardest job in all of Dhaka. Well, without realizing it, I've ended up on my street. By that I mean this is the street that my hotel is on, but a couple of kilometers that way. I don't even know the name of it. I think it's something like Banga Bandhu Road or Banga Bandhu Avenue. Last video I asked you, what is this object and what is it for? Well, the answer is that it is used for cleaning yourself after you go to the bathroom. I guess the spout makes it a bit more accurate. You can aim with confidence. Bonus question for this video. I'm staying in a budget hotel room in Dhaka. How many windows do you think this room has? A, 0, B, 1, C, 5, or D, 37? Answer in the next video.